Hey guys, what's going on? It's Michelle, and in this Ark Genesis 2 video, I'm going to be showing you how to tame the ShadowMane. So, let's go ahead and get started so that you can have your very own super duper lion cat that swims in the water super fast. I need to first show you where the ShadowMane spawn. They spawn on the left-hand side of the map, and where I'm currently at right now happens to be a really good spawn point for them, which is 41.8 by 21.6, and I've built up a small little base over here as well too. In fact, if I look over here, I can see one right there curling up. Just right there. So this is actually quite a good spot for where the ShadowMane spawn. Map out the area and have an understanding of where the ShadowMane spawn, and what I would highly recommend to you guys is have a little shack built up close to the water. Now, before I show you off this shack, I'm going to show you what you will probably need to tame this thing. You notice that I have my Federation Exo armor that comes with you in game, but here's the thing. You're going to need ghillie armor. Not only are you going to need ghillie armor, you're going to need something else to help you tame the ShadowMane. And I would recommend that you have some medical brews. Obviously have some of your food, whatever it is, but cactus broth. Cactus broth is going to be incredibly important. I'm not entirely sure where the cactus spawns on this map, if it does spawn. However, I did pick up several cactus broths from some of the supply drops, and you can also transfer to another map that has cactus, and then you can craft it and transfer it just like normal. Also, you're going to notice that I have a primitive harpoon net launcher right here, because if I get into a bind, I need to be able to catch whatever it is that's coming after me and slow it down. I also have a shotgun, and you're going to need a lot of fish baskets and a lot of cryopods. Let's talk about this house real quick. Behind me, up over the hill, is a good spawn point for where the ShadowMane spawns, and again, this is where I'm located with my GPS coordinates, 41.7 by 21.9. Over here is my house behind me, and this house is going to be incredibly important for me to tame my ShadowMane. So let's talk about it real quick. You'll notice that it's actually built slightly on top of the water, and I did that for a reason. I also put some spike walls around because capros like to spawn in there as well as piranhas. But if I go inside, it's basically just a little shack. It's a 3x5, 1 tile high, and I have some storage boxes in here. And hey, there are some fish that are cryoed up, and I'll explain those in just a moment. But you have a preserving bin over here that is going to keep your stuff preserved. Bunk bed to spawn in case you die, and this is the most important feature here. If I go down into this area, you'll notice that it's like a small little dock that leads into the water, but it's closed off, and it's closed off so that a way piranha that are around do not come up and attack me while I'm in here, because I'm going to need to be using this spot in particular to help me tame my ShadowMane. The favorite food that the ShadowMane needs to eat is fish from fish baskets. And in order for you to do that, you need to go around and you need to collect up some fish. But the ShadowMane's not just going to eat any size fish. The ShadowMane has to eat fish that are greater than 0.5 in size. The higher size that the fish is, the better taming proficiency that you're going to have when you go to tame it. So if you look in my inventory, you can see that I have a bunch of cryopods and I also have some fish baskets. I highly recommend that before you do this, you go around and tame as many fish as possible. Now, you might be saying, well, hey, fish baskets have spoil timers. And yes, you would be correct, but I'm going to show you a trick that I do so that you can keep your fish preserved. So you need to craft up a ton of fish baskets here. I have 8 on my inventory, but I already have some fish tamed up, and I'll show you those in just a moment. Have yourself some fish baskets and some empty cryopods. And what you need to do is go around and tame up some fish. Again, it doesn't matter if it's coelacanth, piranha, saber-tooth salmon, or trilobite, something that you can catch in your fish basket. I'm going to be going after saber-tooth salmon for this, and how this works is this. You need to have some fish baskets crafted up, and I'm going to go into the water, and I'm going to go ahead and place these down. By the way, this is where I'm located on the map. You don't have to be where I am. You can catch fish wherever you want, but this is just a spot that I'm using. It's a river, and it seems to be pretty helpful. But what you want to do is go into the water and place down your fish baskets. And I generally like to do them in a circle like this. And the goal is to catch fish that are greater than 0.5 in size. And when a fish swims close up to it, you'll see a little icon that you can catch the fish in the basket. And if they're going very quick, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but eventually you will get it. And there we go. Let's get out of the water real quick. And if you look in my inventory, you can see that there is a filled fish basket. 0.9 in size. Not the size that I would like, but it's still a fish and I can still use it. Once you have caught your fish, what I would recommend that you do immediately is this. Put it on your hotbar, but before we do, notice that it has a spoil timer. It has a spoil timer of 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, the fish in the fish basket will die, and you'll lose not only your fish, but your fish basket as well too. So there's a way around this, because you're going to need these filled fish baskets in order to tame your ShadowMane. So what I would recommend that you do is this. Take it and put it on your hotbar like so. Now, you need to be standing in water in order for you to do this, okay? So if you do this outside of the water, you will kill your fish. Drag it onto your hotbar, and then what you want to do is press the corresponding key like this. Then what you want to do is go ahead and cryo up the fish. And there we go. The fish is now cryoed up. And you can see, there it is on my hotbar. Level 135, doesn't matter about the level, but the size is what we need to notice, 0.9. So now I have a fish that's cryoed up. And here's the thing, I can reset that fish basket. All I have to do is throw this fish out of a cryopod and put it back into a fish basket. You can put your tamed fish back into a fish basket and that will reset its timer. And again, this is why you would want this little dock inside your base, just to show you that it works out. See, the spool timer has gone down on the fish basket. It's now at 28, and it was originally at 40. All I would have to do is, if I'm trying to tame my ShadowMane and the fish are spoiling in the fish basket, because I have a bunch of them, go into your little dock area, release your fish, and then all you have to do is put down another basket like this, wait a couple of seconds, needs to initialize, the salmon's right next to it, and again, this is my fish. I could either cryo this or I could put it back into a basket, but if I put it back into the basket, then look at my inventory, you can see that the spoil timer has reset and it's back up to 40 minutes. So this is why you would want to use this area. It would be a good idea if you had a second partner with you that could come back and help you reset your fish as you're taming your ShadowMane. Once you are ready, it is time to go after your ShadowManes, and here's the thing, they generally come in packs, so you need to be careful when you are going after your ShadowMane. So let's go ahead and scope out where our ShadowManes are located. I know there's a couple over here. Fly up real high, and let's check their levels real quick. A female 110, and thought I saw another one earlier. Let's see. Yep, there it is, level 80, and I'm going to go ahead and kill that lower level. I'm going to go after the 110, so let's go kill this level 80 first. There we go, harpoon this one, and pull out the shotgun and kill this. I don't want to have a couple of ShadowManes next to each other because they're already tricky to tame as it is, so I'm just going to get rid of this low level one, and I'll go after the 110. At this point, you should have gone ahead and cleared out all the other dinos as well too, and I've actually equipped my ghillie suit on, and in the bottom of the screen you can see that I have cactus broth on my hotbar. So I'm going to be consuming this. I've already consumed one already, and there's my female ShadowMane that I'm going to be taming. My cactus brew is activated, and my fish are in my inventory. Make sure that you have all of your equipment on you before you go out to tame. You need to put the fish on your last hotbar, and remember, the bigger the fish, the better the proficiency is. Now, with this creature, you need to be incredibly careful as you sneak up on it. You're going to have to press crouch a lot. You're going to have to press C a lot. I'm just showing you right now. I'm coming up to it, and as you come up to it, got to turn around and get back. If it comes up like that, you need to turn around and go back. And because I have the cactus broth on me, as well as my ghillie, I should be undetected by him. I shouldn't be undetected by the female. So you just got to wait for it to lay down. And when it lays down, you need to come up behind it and feed it that fish basket. So it's really in an awkward spot right now. Oh, it's getting back up. Just keep rinse and repeating this, guys, until it gets in a comfortable position for you to come up behind it and feed it. Wait for it to lay down again, and let's see where it changes position. We might have to let it wander around a few times before we get into a comfortable spot where we can go up and put fish in its inventory. Yeah, so it's facing towards us. Not ideal right here. So let's just wait for it to turn around a bit. Alright, oh, it looks like it's turning around. So this will be my first feed. Let's crouch up behind it. My fish is on my last hotbar, and when you go up to it, you need to make sure you are crouched. And there we go. Hit E on it, and I'm going to get back. I'm going to go into the opposite direction, and there we go. Make sure that you're away. You can actually see its feed prints. It was glowing right there. Now, after you feed it, it will become invisible. The ShadowMane will turn invisible. You can track it using the taming list in your inventory. I'm going to go ahead and put my fish on my last hotbar. I'm trying to find the biggest fish that I have, which is 2.1 right there. Okay, so now we need to wait for it to reappear. So this is the most important thing that you guys need to keep in mind, is that right now it is invisible, and you just need to wait for it to reappear. You can track it as well too, but if you listen carefully, if you are close enough to it, you can actually hear it, which is kind of scary, to be honest. But like I said, guys, you can track it. I didn't actually track my cat here, and oh, there it goes. It's reappeared. It's facing towards us, so this might be a little bit awkward to get a second feeding in. My fish is on my last hotbar. I'm going to try to sneak up behind this. Let's see if we can get another feeding in. And again, if you don't get to a point where you feel comfortable that you can give it a feeding, it's okay to turn around and get back. Yep, just right here. Turn around and get back. And that cactus broth, don't worry, don't freak out. That cactus broth will keep you safe. Because that's what the purpose of cactus broth is, so that wild dinos don't see you as clear. Alright, so it's laid back down. Let's go up to it, and let's see if we can insert a feeding here. It is very meticulous to do this, okay? So keep that in mind. Look up for it. There we go. There's the prompt. Get back. And we got to keep doing this, guys. Be on the lookout, too, for other wild dinos that could potentially be aggressive as well, too. It's kind of hard to do this solo, but it is still possible, because I'm doing it here. Put a fish on my last hotbar, and we're ready to go for another tame. She's curling up again. Make sure that your fish is on your last hotbar and that you are crouched as you walk up to it. Please double check your cactus broth and make sure that you are constantly topped up on it. And make sure that you're crouching up nice and slowly. And insert, there we go. And let's go back, go into the bushes, and she's going to disappear. She's going to do her thing, do her prowling, and then we got to wait for her to reappear, and then we can feed her again. Put the fish basket on our last hotbar to prepare for when she does reappear. Alright, there she is. Let's crouch up. Again, fish on the last hotbar. Make sure that you are crouched, walking up. Do not run, do not stand, especially when you're getting this close to her. And it's actually not that difficult to do. Feed her that. Okay, let's get back. There we go. And of course she's disappeared, and we gotta wait for her to reappear. Prepare and put our fish on our last hotbar. Trying to find the biggest one. There we go. 2.0 would be good. And here we go. Ah, I got it. I got it. Oh my gosh, I got a ShadowMane. Yes. All right. 164. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, let's go ahead and cryo her up and get her out of here, and let's put her in a safe spot. Man, she looks gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Let's pull her out in a safer place, because I am not really digging the left side of the map. Let's move over to the right-hand side. Alright, so now I have my female ShadowMane right here, and hey, look what's next to it. It's a male ShadowMane. Hey, don't they look different? Yes, they do. The appearance of the male ShadowMane and the female ShadowMane is pretty evident. The male has a bigger mane, kind of like a real lion would in the wild, and then the female has less of a mane. And guess what? They both do different things as well, too. I've gone ahead and played around with both of them for a little bit of time, and I need to show them off to you to show you what they can do. First off, I'm going to get on the female because it's the first one that I tamed, so let's go ahead and get on her. And I want to show off a couple of things. If you press C with the female ShadowMane, you will cloak yourself. And you will be able to walk stealthily. You can see my footprints right there. But the moment that you attack, you get out of your stealth mode. But watch this, guys. If you hold C and you're in the vicinity of some other creatures, you will cloak them too. And that is absolutely insane. The range on it is pretty darn good too. I'm just backing up a little bit. And there you go. You can see that I cloaked the male, but I didn't cloak the Maywing that's over there. So the female is able to not only cloak herself, but other creatures around her. And this is exclusive to the female. The male cannot do this. Now, there is another thing we talk about. There's left mouse button, which is your basic attack, and then right mouse button, which pulls this up. And you need to have a target next to you in order to use this attack. First off, I'm just going to have my male sit right here, and let's go find a target that we can use this on. Right here, this parasaur. So if I hold down right mouse button, you get a glow, and it shoots right to it. Just like that. And obviously because it's a parasaur, whenever you attack a parasaur, it's going to want to run away. And you can continue to use the right mouse button to chase after it if you want, or you could just left mouse button it. But one other thing though too that I want to point out is this. The other ability that it has. If you guys notice in the bottom of the screen, you'll see a blue bar that is steadily going up. And you might be like, well, what is that? I'll show you in just a moment, but there's one other feature with the cloak that is really interesting. By the way, too, this thing can jump incredibly high. Just clicking the space bar, it jumps like this, but if you hold it and look straight up, it shoots up into the sky and does a little twirl, and it does not take any fall damage. I've tested it, and it doesn't seem to take any fall damage at all. But this is what I want to show you. Let's say we attack a stego. A stego is going to want to attack us back if we attack it, right? So let's go up to it. Let's attack it real quick. Now watch this. We've stunned it with that ability. It's stunned and it's also dealing damage, but watch this. It's going to want to attack us. But if I cloak, it forgets where I was. It doesn't know where I am. So the stego can't attack me anymore. But watch this, the moment that I uncloak, it remembers where I was, and it's going to come in and attack. This is going to be incredibly useful to get past some really nasty and hurtful things, and I can't wait to try it and test it out in game. And let's talk about that bar. Let's talk about that bar at the bottom. So that bar at the bottom is a charge. You see that the more that I attack, that it's starting to build up more and more. Well, that's my special ability. That's my special attack. And if I press X, you will notice that it says up at the top, ability requires mate boost, which is why I have the male. Let me go back over here to where my male is, and we can play around with both of those. I'm going to show off both the female and the male. And because that bar has charged up, do you see that I'm glowing from the eyes? I look like a jack-o'-lantern. Same thing is going to happen with the male, but the male ShadowMane acts a little bit different, and that's this. Let's hop on top of him. If I press C, I cloak, just like normal, but if I hold C, I'm not going to cloak anything else. Instead, I have an extra button at the bottom, which is my roar. And in the bottom right hand corner, you'll notice that there's an icon, and if you hold H on it, it says stamina and torpidity is recovering and movement speed is increased. Dead useful. The other thing with this too is it does the same stuff. You can jump really high with it, etc. But the mate boost, let's talk about that. Let's go ahead and talk about the mate boost as well. So let's get this to follow it. Let's press X. There we go. And if I hold down, let me level it up real quick so I can actually read that in the top right. Pack leader. And you can see that the health regeneration and damage is boosted. So that's incredible right there. For that short amount of time. Alright. I am pack leader as well too. It seems that the males are the ones that are pack leader, even though my female is of higher level. Now, let me build up the stamina on this thing as well too. Let's give us that boost right there. Oh my gosh, I'm so much faster. Building up that bar, because I want to show you what each of their attacks do. I haven't showed the females yet, but I'll show hers off in a second once I build this up. There we go. So you see now how it's glowing purple at the bottom? If you hold left mouse button down, you get a special attack for the male and for the female respectively. And if you happen to do what's called a killing blow on that creature, that bar will fill back up so you could continuously do your special attack as long as you get the killing blow. I'm gonna hold left mouse button down again. I didn't get the killing blow that time, but maybe we'll get it this time. Nope. Let me hop on the female, and let's show off her special attack. Hold left mouse button down. Nope, I gotta build it back up. These cats are incredibly awesome. Like, I absolutely love them. They're a pain in the butt to tame, but once you get the hang of it, they're pretty simple. And the last thing that I want to point out with these cats is their ability with water. Yes. If you stand on your ShadowMane, if you're riding your ShadowMane and you're on water, in the top right-hand corner, let's go ahead and level her up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and do some melee damage. On the right-hand side, you'll see where it says, your dino's speed and health regeneration and damage are boosted because I'm in water. Now, if I step out of that water, you'll see that the timer is going down because I'm out of the water. But guys, these things are incredibly fast swimmers. It's kind of crazy how quick they are in the water. Absolutely insane. These things were made for the water, and that's kind of hard to believe. They turn on a dime as well, too. Absolutely incredible. And if you hold, there you go, cloak under the water. Just like that. Incredibly useful creatures. The other thing, though, too, as well, is that they have that natural armor that's on them, and that's something that cannot be taken off. The female that I have has a ramshackle natural armor. Let's see what the male has. And he has a ramshackle armor as well, too. His is not as good as the female's, but that's still fine. And that, guys, is everything that you need to know about the ShadowMane. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more notifications of when I upload next. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.